Hello to everyone. Good morning. So, here we are back with the strength of material, right? So, myself Abhishek Bhatia sir, your friend, come tutor, come your guardian, right? Come your mentor. Okay. So, we are studying the strength of material, right? And in the strength of material, yesterday we have discussed about SFD and BMD. Okay, and that too, in that SFD and BMD first module we have discussed about what is beam, what are the different types of support, right? What is a determinate beam and indeterminate beam. Then we have seen about what are the different types of loading, right? Thereafter we have seen how to find the support reaction. Yes, we have solved few questions on the support reaction. We have solved few questions on the support reaction, right? I think 5 questions we have solved, right? So we will be seeing that. We will be seeing that. We will be seeing that. So please like the video and share with your friends so that more and more students can join soon. Yes, please like and share fast. Please like the video. Liking is very important. Okay, I told you this is a sense of motivation booster for us. Okay, please invite a friend fast. Let everyone join. Let everyone join. Please, everyone join fast. Everyone join fast. Everyone join fast. Everyone, please join fast. Okay, so let us see the question number 6. Question number 6 for the support reaction is a beam is attached to a frame. A beam is attached to a frame. Okay, the beam is attached to a frame and the external load is applied on this frame. The external load has the magnitude of 10 kilonewton. Okay, let me give the name A, B, C, D and E. E to D the length is 1 meter. D to C the length is 2 meter. Okay, then A to E the length is 1 meter and E to C the length is 1 meter and C to B the length is 2 meter. Okay, so this is given in the question. This is given in the question. Please share with your friends fast so that more and more can join, because I'm going to deal very important point. So please come fast. Please come fast. Please come fast. Please tell your friends to come fast. Yes. Okay. So see here. Now here, what is this? Now you can see that a beam is attached to a cantilever frame, right? CDB is a cantilever frame. So first of all, to find the support reaction, you need to transfer the load from E to C. That means you need to transfer the load to the point C where the frame is attached to the beam. Okay. So for that, again, we will be drawing the free body diagram, because we know one thing, that we are dealing with the equilibrium body. Okay. So let's see free body diagram. Free body diagram. See here, given the name E, D, D, C, C, A, B, and the external load you can see, at E, that is 10 kilonewton. Let us mark the distance 1 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter from A to C, 2 meter from C to B. Yes, yes. Is it clear? Okay. Okay now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to balance the member one by one, right, depending on the load applied. Okay, so first we can see the load is applied on the member ED. The load is applied on the member ED. So first I will be balancing the member ED. So for any member to be balanced in the two dimension, we have three equilibrium equation, that is summation Fx is equal to 0, summation Fy equal to 0, and summation moment in the z direction about any point is equal to 0. Yes or no? So if you look in the member ED, you can see the vertical force of 10 kilonewton. Yes. So this vertical force will be, that is acting downward, will be balanced by the upward force of 10 kilonewton, and that can act not anywhere in the ED but at joint D, where you can see the resistance, where you can see the resistance. Is it clear? So I'm applying the opposite force of 10 kilonewton at D. Is it clear? Now while doing so, you can see that one force is 10 kilonewton downward and other force is 10 kilonewton upward, and the distance is there 1 meter. They are not acting the same line. So what they are going to do, they are going to create a couple. The couple you can see in which direction? This is anti-clockwise direction. So a couple can be balanced in two ways. One, by applying the opposite couple, okay, and other by applying the opposite moment. So when you can apply opposite couple, when there can be two reaction support position, there can be two support position where you can see the resistance, right? You need two position for resistance, whereas for opposite moment you require only one point which can resist moment. That's it. Is it clear? Understood this point? Okay. Now in the member ED, E end is free. So if E end is free, then E cannot resist any load. So if E cannot resist any load, you cannot apply opposite couple. Why? You cannot apply opposite couple. Why? Because I told you that for the resistance to occur, you need 2 points in the member where you can see the resistance. Got the point? Whereas at D, you can resist the moment. Since it is a rigid joint, you can resist the moment. Okay. So this 10 and 1 is creating a moment of, that is a couple of 10 into 1, that is 10 kilonewton meter. It is creating a moment of 10 kilonewton meter. In which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. So this anti-clockwise rotate moment will be balanced by the opposite moment, that is moment at D, and the value will be same, that is 10 into 1, that is 10 kilonewton meter. 10 kilonewton meter. Any doubt? So most of you have just joined. Just see what I am telling. This is the beam attached to a frame. This is the beam that is attached to a frame, which is subjected to the vertical downward load of 10 kilonewton. Okay, this is subjected to the vertical downward load of 10 kilonewton. So now what I am saying, that due to this 10 kilonewton, I need to balance the member ED first. I need to balance the member ED first. So in order to balance the member ED, first of all, the 10 kilonewton downward will be balanced by the 10 kilonewton upward. That you have already seen. Yes, that you can see in the member ED. Now, since these two forces are equal and opposite, it is going to create a couple. What is the magnitude of couple? Force into lever arm, that is 10 into 1. Yes or no? So the magnitude of the couple is 10 kilonewton meter. Now what I said, the moment, that is couple, can be balanced in two form. One either by the opposite couple and other by the opposite moment. So here what I am saying, that the opposite couple you can apply only when there are two positions in the member where you can observe the resistance. Getting the point? Observe the resistance mean what? There are two positions where you can observe the reaction. If I say clockwise couple, then you must be observing like this. So there will be 2 points which can resist the forces and getting the moment. Getting the point? And opposite moment you can apply when there is only 1 point and that point can resist the moment. Is it clear? So in the member ED, we can see that E is a free end. And if E is a free end, it cannot resist any force. Yes. So you have left with only 1 point, that is D, that can resist the load. Right. So we have only one option to balance this couple, that is moment. So the couple is in anti-clockwise direction. So we will be balancing with the clockwise moment. Is this point clear to all? Is this point clear to all? Yes. Yes. Is this point clear to all? Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Yes. Any doubt? Any doubt? Sure. Sure. Okay. Now I am balancing the joint D. So if I balance the joint D, the upward force will balance with the downward force that will be applied on the member DC for D. Yes or no? So upward of 10 balanced by the downward of 10. Okay. Clockwise of 10 kilonewton meter balanced by the anti-clockwise of 10 kilonewton meter. Any doubt? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Is it clear? Okay. Now, once you get the load at D point for the member DC, I am going to balance the member DC. Okay. So you can see that there is a downward force of 10 kilonewton on the member DC. So it will balance by the upward force. It will be balanced by the upward force at C for the member DC. Yes. Now this 10 kilonewton at DC, at D and C are in the axial direction. Yes or no? What I am saying, that this 10 kilonewton, please be patient and listen, it's very important. What I am saying, that this 10 kilonewton at D and C are equal and opposite and axial in nature, that is same line. So it is completely balancing each other and it is not going to create any couple. Yes. So now on the member DC, there is only one moment, that is 10 kilonewton meter in the anti-clockwise direction, which is unbalanced. Yes or no? So this 10 kilonewton meter of anti-clockwise will be balanced by the 10 kilonewton meter of clockwise, will balance by 10 kilonewton meter of clockwise that I am going to apply at C. Okay, now someone may ask, sir, why not we apply the couple? Because C and D both can resist the load. I'm repeating what I'm saying, that someone may ask that, sir, the 10 kilonewton meter anti-clockwise that we are seeing at D, okay, you have just balanced with the opposite moment at C. Why not the couple we can apply with the forces of couple at C and D? So here is the answer. See, if you apply the forces at C and D by the couple, then D will get unbalanced, which was earlier balanced. Okay, so if D get unbalanced, then you need to balance the member D, the joint D first. Yes or no? And if you balance the joint D, then again you can see that the member ED is unbalanced, and if the member ED is unbalanced, so your structure is not in equilibrium. Is it clear? Repeating once more what I am saying, that at D there is a anti-clockwise moment of 10 kilonewton meter. Okay, I told you that a moment can be balanced either by the couple or by the opposite moment. At C, I have applied the opposite moment of 10 kilonewton meter and not the couple with the forces at C and D. This is because if I apply the opposite couple forces, the D will get unbalanced because the force you can observe at D. So if D get unbalanced, you need to balance the joint D, and if you balance the joint D, then you will be seeing that the member ED is getting unbalanced. That's why I'm applying the opposite moment at C. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Okay. Okay then. Now balance the joint C. So 10 kilonewton is acting upward. Apply 10 kilonewton in the downward direction. 10 kilonewton meter for CD is acting in the clockwise. So applying the anti-clockwise, the value is 10 kilonewton meter. Is it clear? So now the load is transferred to the beam AB. Now the load is transferred to the beam AB, and you can find the support reaction. Now the load is transferred to the beam AB, and you can find the support reaction. So will you like to try that? So will you like to try? Will you like to find the support reaction? Yes. Will you like to find the support reaction? Will you like to find the support reaction? Assume the vertical force at A is VA, horizontal is HA, and B, the vertical is VB, and at B the vertical is VB. Come on, find fast. Come on, find fast. Till then, those who have any doubt, please mention in the comment box. I will reply. Till then, those who have any doubt, please mention in the comment box. I will reply. Yes, rest please try to get the answer. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Yes. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Try to find the reaction at A and B. Fast, fast, fast. Get me the result. Get me the result fast. So what I can write? What I can write first, summation Fx equal to 0. Right. Let us say right as positive, left as negative. So from here I can write HA is equal to 0. Next I am writing summation Fy equal to 0. Upward positive, downward negative. So what the value I am getting? VA minus 10 plus VB is equal to 0. So I'm getting VA plus VB is equal to 10. Okay. Next equation that I'm going to use, summation moment. Now the moment I can take either about A or about B. I'm taking about B equal to 0. I've already shown you whether I take about A or about B, the answer will not change. So I'm taking moment about B. Let us say clockwise is positive, anti-clockwise is negative. So VA, look at the VA. VA is acting upward. VA is acting upward. Yes or no? And you move from A to, you have to move from A to B. A to B, this is your lever arm. So you need to turn from VA to the lever arm. So this is clockwise rotation. Yes or no? Again, so if it is clockwise, it will be positive. So what I am writing, VA into 4. Next, go one by one. There is a load of 10 kilonewton downward. There is a load of 10 kilonewton downward, and the lever arm is towards right. The lever arm is towards right. The lever arm is towards right. So you need to take the moment. The moment is in which direction? The moment is in anti-clockwise direction. So the anti-clockwise moment is taken as negative. So minus 10 into what is the distance? 2. Now there is a concentrated moment of 10 kilonewton meter, and that is anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise is negative. So minus 10. No lever arm you should multiply. You should not multiply with 2y because it is already a moment, and this is equal to 0. Yes. So from here what you are going to get, VA into 4 is equal to 30 and VA is equal to 7.5 kilonewton. This is your VA. So if VA is equal to 7.5, what is VB? That is nothing but 10 minus VA. That is nothing but 10 minus 7.5, which is nothing but 2.5 kilonewton. So VB is equal to 2.5 kilonewton. Is it clear? Is it clear to all? Yes. Yes. How many got the same answer? How many got the same answer? How many of you got the same answer? See, calculation is what? This is just some process I'm following. But if I go for the FBD, which I have seen earlier, then that is actually the thing that we are learning. Is it clear? That is actually the thing that we are learning, which we mug up. So don't try to mug up anything. Don't try to mug up anything. Okay. You might have seen my video which I have uploaded yesterday at 11:30, in which I have explained how the truss bridge works, right? How the load is transferred to the members of the truss. So you should understand that structure or the SOM is not about mugging up any formula. It's about how much you understand the concepts. Okay. Next, you are going to solve question number 7. Question number 7. What is question number 7? Now again, I am attaching a beam. I am attaching a beam to a frame. But now the load is not vertical but acting in the X direction. So again the load is 10 kilonewton. 1 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter. So this is A, B, C and D and E. So can you draw the free body diagram? So can you draw the free body diagram in your copy? Can you draw the free body diagram? The free body diagram, break it in 3 parts. Break it in 3 parts. Yes, break it in 3 parts. Try to draw the free body diagram. Try to draw the free body diagram. E, D, D, C, C, A, B. 1 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter. Yes. Come on, draw the free body diagram. Show the forces. Try to do the equilibrium. First show the 10 kilonewton. First show the 10 kilonewton. Try to draw the equilibrium. See summation Fh, summation Fy, summation moment for each member. Starting with the member ED. Balancing the member ED first. 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 Yes. 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 I think you might have drawn. See now. So ED, you can see there is a horizontal load. So this horizontal load will be balanced by the opposite load at D of 10 kilonewton. Yes or no? Yes. So now member ED is completely balanced because both 10 at A, E and D are equal and opposite and collinear. So it is completely balanced and it is not creating any couple. Is it clear? Now balance the joint D. So whatever force is acting in the left will be balanced by the opposite force at D for the member DC, that is 10 kilonewton towards right. Now balance the member DC. So if you look at the member DC, you can see the horizontal load of 10 kilonewton at D. You can see the horizontal load of 10 kilonewton at D. So you need to balance by the opposite load of 20 kilonewton at C. You need to balance by the opposite load of 10 kilonewton at C. Okay. Now you can see the opposite moment, that is a couple that is generated in the member CD. Can you see a couple that is generated in the member CD? Yes or no? Can you see a couple? In which direction? Clockwise? Yes or no? So you need to balance this by the anti-clockwise moment or couple. Yes or no? Okay. So if you apply a couple, then you need to apply the forces of the couple at C and D. And again D get unbalanced. And if D get unbalanced, then if you balance the joint D, then ED will get unbalanced, which will again make the structure unstable. Yes or no? So what we need to do? We need to apply the opposite moment. At which point? At C. At C. Yes or no? So you can see a couple. Of 20 kilonewton meter. So I will be balancing the couple of 20 kilonewton meter at C. It is acting in the clockwise, so I will apply in the anti-clockwise direction of 20 kilonewton meter. Yes or no? Now the member CD is balanced and we are going to move to balance the joint C. So whatever force is acting in the left will be balanced by the opposite force at C for the member AB, right? Similarly, 20 kilonewton meter is acting anti-clockwise, so it will be balanced by the 20 kilonewton meter clockwise. Yes or no? Is this point clear? What I am saying, I am repeating once more. To balance the member ED, I am applying the opposite horizontal force of 10 kilonewton at D. Okay. which is completely balancing the member ED. Now I am balancing the joint D. So whatever force is acting in the left will be balanced by the opposite force in the right. So that is 10 kilonewton. Now I am balancing the joint CD. I am balancing the joint CD. So if I'm balancing the joint CD, so 10 is acting in the right. So balance by 10 in the left, which is creating a couple. So this couple is balanced by the opposite moment, because again if I apply the couple to resist, then the unequilibrium condition will persist, which is not allowed, right? Now look at the joint C. I'm balancing the joint C. So at the joint C, the 10 kilonewton is acting towards left for the member CD. Okay, so balance the member AB now. Find the support reaction. So assume the vertical reaction at A as VA, the horizontal reaction at A as HA, and the vertical reaction at B as VB. Okay. Any doubt by anyone? Please ask. Else, please try to find the support reaction. Any doubt of anyone? Please ask. Else, find the support reaction. Come on, find here. Find the support reaction. We have already transferred the load. Yes or no? We have already transferred the load. So find the support reaction. Now. Find the support reaction. Yes. Fast. It's not a matter of long time. It will take hardly 30 seconds to solve. Let's see. Summation Fx is equal to 0. Let us take right as positive, left as negative. Okay. So here HA is not equal to 0, dear. You can see in the horizontal, there are two forces, HA and 10. Both are acting in the same direction. So this HA is equal to minus of 10 kilonewton. Yes or no? What does the minus signify? What does the minus signify? Say, what does the minus signify? See, you assume the load in the horizontally right, but the minus is indicating that the force, the horizontal reaction or the HA will act in the left direction. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Moving to the next, that is summation Fy is equal to 0. Upward positive, downward negative, let us say. So you can see that moving left to right, first there is upward force of VA, and throughout the member AB there is no vertical force. Then you reach B, then you add VB, and this is equal to 0. So now we are writing VA is equal to minus of VB. Here we are going to write VA is equal to minus of VB. Next, we are assuming moment. I can take moment about any point. I am taking the moment about B equal to 0. taking clockwise as positive and anti-clockwise as negative. So VA is acting upward. I am moving left to right. So this is my lever arm. You can see that if I move from VA to lever arm, it is creating a clockwise rotation. So the clockwise taken as positive, the value is VA into 4. Yes. Now you can see a concentrated moment of 20 kilonewton meter that is acting in the clockwise direction. So again it is positive of 20. Moment due to VB is equal to 0 because the lever arm is 0 because it is passing through the point B. So this is equal to 0. So VA you got as minus 20 by 4. That is nothing but equal to minus 5 kilonewton. Right? VA you got as minus 5 kilonewton. So what does the minus 5 kilonewton signify? What does the minus sign signify? What does the minus sign signify? Yes, what does the minus sign signify? That VA will act in downward direction because you assume it in the upward direction. Since the value you obtained is negative, so it indicates that VA will act in the downward direction. Is it clear? And VB, which is minus of VA, so it will be plus 5 kilonewton. Is it clear? Is it clear? So VB is equal to plus 5 kilonewton. How many of you got the same answer? Please just write yes. Okay, good. See, again I'm saying the concepts you should understand, right? Rather than mugging up, if you believe in concepts, if you understand the concepts, then anything can be easy. Okay, so let's move forward. Next question. Question number 8. So what is question number 8? Now I am moving to the cantilever beam. So this cantilever beam is subjected to the point load of P. The length of the beam is L. 2 points are A and B. Okay, so the length of the beam is L. I want to find the support reaction. So you know that at A there can be vertical load of VA, there can be horizontal load of HA, and there can be moment of MA. Yes, we know this part. Yes or no? We know this part, right? So this is the first question of the cantilever. So I will be letting you solve. The other questions you are going to solve itself. So the first that I'm going to use is summation Fx is equal to 0, and from here I'm just writing HA is equal to 0. I'm not using any sign, you have already understood. Okay, next you are writing summation Fy is equal to 0. Let us say upward positive, downward negative. So what you are going to write? Fy is equal to 0. VA minus P is equal to 0. So VA become equal to P. Is it clear? Yes or no? Is it clear to all? Okay then. Last equation, that is for MA. So what we can write? Moment about any point, summation moment about any point in the z direction is equal to 0. So I am using summation moment. I can either take the moment at A or I can take the moment at B. It's your wish, wherever you want. So I am taking the moment at A equal to 0. Summation moment at A is equal to 0. Let us take clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. Okay, so you are taking the moment at A. So I am coming right to left because A is in the left. So the P is creating what type of moment? See here, the P is acting downward and the lever arm is from B to A. The lever arm is from B to A. So I need to move from force to lever arm. I need to move from force to lever arm. So this is what? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. Yes or no? So I'm writing P into L. Now VA and HA cannot create any moment at A, but there is a concentrated moment at A which we need to consider. Yes or no? So that I assumed in the anti-clockwise direction, and we have taken anti-clockwise as negative. So I will write minus MA. This is equal to 0. So MA is nothing but P into L. So you got all the support reaction, that is HA, VA and MA. You got all the support reaction, that is HA, VA and MA. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes? Yes? Is the concept clear? Okay. Now we'll move for the next question. We'll move for the next question, question number 9, that you are going to solve. There is a cantilever beam. There is a cantilever beam which is subjected to UDL. There is a cantilever beam which is subjected to UDL of W kilonewton per meter over the length L. Over the length L. Okay. Let us name the beam as A at the fixed, B at the free. Yes. I want to find the support reaction. Let us say horizontal is HA, vertical is VA, and the moment at B is MA. Moment at B is MA. So use the equilibrium equation and find the value of HA, VA and MA. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Use the equation of Fx, Fy and moment and find the value of HA, VA and MA. 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 Yes. Fast. Try to find the value of HA, VA and MA. HA, VA and MA. Find the value of HA, VA and MA. Okay. Let's see then. So first of all, I'm using the equation summation Fx is equal to 0. Right. From here, I can directly write HA is equal to 0. Okay. Next equation, I'm writing summation Fy is equal to 0. Taking upward positive, downward negative. Okay. So what I can write about summation Fy? Upward there is a VA, so plus VA coming left to right. Then there is a downward of UDL. So what is the total magnitude of UDL? W into L. That is acting in the downward direction. So minus W into L. And this is equal to 0. So VA becomes equal to W into L. So you got VA, which is nothing but W into L. Right? Next, I'm writing summation moment. I can take the moment at any point. In the last case, I took the moment about A. Now I'm going to take the moment about B. Any problem? No. I can take the moment, yes. So let us take the moment about B equal to 0. Clockwise positive, let us say, and anti-clockwise negative. Okay. So when you take the moment about B, right? So first of all, let us look at VA because HA is already 0. So VA is acting upward and the lever arm is towards right. Lever arm is towards right. So you move from VA to lever arm and this is creating a clockwise rotation. Yes or no? So that is plus. So the value is plus VA into L, right? Now this UDL, I always told you that whenever you take the moment of a distributed load, first of all, it should be considered at a point, that is its centroid, right? The value of the load is W into L, and this is acting over a length of L by 2 from B. Yes or no? So you can see that the load is downward, lever arm is towards right, load is downward, lever arm is towards right. So this is creating a anti-clockwise moment, right? So I'm writing minus, the load is W into L and the lever arm is L by 2 and this is equal to 0. So 1 L get cancelled out and the value of VA that you obtained is nothing but equal to WL by 2, and the value of VA that you obtained is nothing but WL by 2. Sorry. Oh, just a minute. One mistake we did. Just a minute. There will be just okay. So what I'm saying, that see, I have missed moment. See, the moment is there, MA, that is in the anti-clockwise direction, which I haven't considered. So I need to consider that is minus MA and this is equal to 0. Okay. So from here I got MA is equal to coming that is gone to the right hand side. So MA is equal to VA, you got WL, already L is there, minus WL square by 2. So the final value that you are going to get, WL square minus WL square by 2, which is nothing but WL square by 2. MA you got as WL square by 2. Is it clear? Is this clear? Yes or no? Okay. Let us look at the next question number 10. Question number 10, right? Yes. Question number 10 says there is a cantilever beam. This cantilever beam is subjected to UVL such that its maximum intensity is at the fixed end of W kilonewton per meter. Is it clear? So the beam is referred as AB. The beam is referred as AB and the length of the beam is L. And the length of the beam is L. Yes. So again, we are going to assume the support reaction. So VA, HA and MA. These are the three forces. Come on, find the reaction. Find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. Yes. Find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. Find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. Yes, find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. First, find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. Find the reaction using the equilibrium equation. Yes. See here. The first and foremost equation that I can write is summation Fx is equal to 0. So let us take right as positive left as negative, yes or no? So from here I am getting HA is equal to 0. Okay. Next I am writing summation Fy is equal to 0. Let us take upward positive, downward negative. So when I write this, the first we get VA coming left to right. Then there is a UVL. So minus that because it's acting downward. What is the total load due to UVL? We know it is nothing but area under load intensity diagram. That is nothing but equal to half into W into L. Yes or no? And this is equal to 0. So you got VA is nothing but WL by 2. VA is nothing but WL by 2. Okay. Next, I am writing summation moment. Moment you can take about any point. Let us take about A equal to 0. Considering clockwise as positive and anti-clockwise as negative. So what you are going to write? Start with the MA. So MA is acting in the anti-clockwise direction. So minus. VA is acting upward. It is creating a clockwise moment. So plus VA into L. Then UVL is there. So I already told you whenever UDL or UVL is there, you have to take the concentrated load at passing through the centroid and you need to look at the distance. So the distance is L by 3 from base and 2L by 3 from vertex. Yes or no? It is L by 3 from base and 2L by 3 from the vertex. So see here, the load is downward and the lever arm is towards right. So you can see there is an anti-clockwise moment. So I'm writing minus. What is the total load? Half into W into L. And what is the lever arm? Because you are taking the moment about B, it is 2L by 3 and this is equal to 0. So from here, what we get? MA is equal to VA value if I put WL by 2 multiply with L. So that is nothing but WL square. You can write it as WL square minus here 2 get cancelled out. 2 get cancelled out. And you are getting the value as WL square by 3. I told you to remember one point, that is 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 2. So I am writing here directly, that is WL square by 6. Okay, so MA is WL square by 6. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. So let us look at the 12th question, I think. 12th or 11th? 11th. Let us look at the 11th question. Please solve fast. Please solve fast. You know everything now. So there is a cantilever beam where the UVL is acting such that the maximum intensity is at the free end. The maximum intensity is at the free end. The length is L. The length is L. Okay. Level the beam AB. A at the fixed, B at the free. Right. So we need to find the support reaction. Let us say upward VA, horizontal HA, and moment of MA. Come on, find the support reaction fast. 30 seconds. 30 seconds you are having. You are having 30 seconds. You are having the 30 seconds. Please solve. Please solve. You are having 30 seconds. Get me the result. Yes. You are having 30 seconds. Get me the result. You are having 30 seconds. Get me the result. Yes. 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 Get me the result of the reaction. See then. First of all, I'm going to use summation Fh equal to 0. So from here I get Ha is equal to 0. Yes. Next, I'm using summation Fy is equal to 0. Let us take upward positive, downward negative. So coming left to right, Va is upward minus by the downward load due to UVL. So what is the total downward load due to UVL? Nothing but half into W into L. Yes or no? This is equal to 0. So Va become equal to WL by 2. Va become equal to WL by 2. Yes or no? Va become equal to WL by 2. Now again I am taking the moment about A equal to 0. Let us take clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. So since the point is at left, I will be moving from right. So in the right first there is a UVL. So this UVL will first pass through its centroid. Okay, let us say this is the centroid. And we should note its distance from the end A, that is 2L by 3. That is 2L by 3. So when I take the moment about A, what I am going to write? What I am going to write? This load is acting downward. The UVL load is acting downward. And the lever arm is towards right. Now you can imagine, right? We have solved so many questions. The load is acting downward and lever arm is towards left. So what you are going to see, you can see a clockwise moment and the clockwise taken as positive. So what I am going to write? First load under diagram, area under the diagram, that is half into W into L. And what is the lever arm? That is 2L by 3. Okay. Minus MA. This is equal to 0. So from here we get MA is equal to 2 get cancelled out. You get the value as WL square by 3. Get the value as WL square by 3. Is it clear? So again, the importance lies in the concept. Importance lies in the concept. Yes, is it clear? Solve the next. Solve the next. Solve the next. See why I am letting you solve so many questions on the support reaction. The reason is, if your support reaction is wrong, you cannot get correct SFD BMD. You cannot get correct SFD and BMD. So the support reaction should be correct. In the structure, we deal with the indeterminate structure, right? For example, you use the moment distribution method. That moment distribution method is carried out just to find the support reaction. And once I know the support reaction, I draw the SFD and BMD. Okay, so finding of support reaction is very important. If you lag in this part, it's very difficult to cover up. Is it clear? So question number 12, find the support reaction. Find the support reaction. Let us say the vertical is VA, horizontal is HA, and the moment is MA. Come on, find fast. Come on, find fast. Come on, find fast. Yes. 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 Find MA, HA, VA. Fast. 10 seconds you are having. Fast. Solve. You are having 10 seconds. Please solve fast. You are having 10 seconds. Please solve fast. You are having 10 seconds. Please solve fast. Yes. You are having 10 seconds. Please solve fast. Okay, see then. So first of all, what I am going to do, I will be using summation Fh equal to 0. And from summation Fh equal to 0, I get HA is equal to 0. Okay. Next, I will be using summation Fy equal to 0. From here, I will be getting Va is equal to 0 because there is no vertical force other than Va. Next, I will be using summation moment. About any point I can take. Let us take about A is equal to 0. Okay. Let us say clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. So Ma is also negative and M is also negative. So this is equal to 0. M is equal to, that is Ma is equal to minus of M. So minus, you know that. What do you mean by minus sign? That the direction you assume for the Ma should be opposite. That is, you have assumed the direction in the anti-clockwise, it should be clockwise. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. So these are the questions of the support reaction, right, which we solve with the very basics, right? We use the three equation and got the results. Now I hope everything is clear till now. So now I'm going to let you understand the shortcuts for finding the support reaction. What are the shortcuts for finding the support reaction? See, the first shortcut is symmetry. The first shortcut is symmetry. What do you mean by symmetry? See, suppose a beam is there, okay, and a load is applied. L by 2, right? So if there is a vertical load, the vertical load will be balanced by the vertical load only. There will be no horizontal reaction. Yes or no? So the reaction that is going to occur will be vertical only. So if I draw the symmetric line, if I draw the center line, you can see the mirror image. Yes or no? And if you see the mirror image, that is the symmetry. Getting the point? Don't look at the support. One is a hinge, other is a roller. Both can carry only axial loading. Both can carry only the axial load in their direction of the support. Yes or no? So this P load will be distributed equally to both the support, and the reaction that you obtained is P by 2. Is it clear? Got the point? Similarly, suppose a UDL is there of W kilonewton per meter. Okay, length is L, right? So again, if you look from the center, draw the center line, you can see the symmetry because the load is acting downward. So the reaction will also be down in the upward direction. Yes or no? So the total load that is acting downward is WL. So both the support will take equal reaction of WL by 2, WL by 2. So that is symmetry. Second shortcut is your for concentrated moment. Okay. See, suppose I'm taking a simply supported beam. And the simply supported beam is subjected to the moment anywhere. This moment is anywhere in the beam, and the length of the beam is L. So what I've told you that if there is a moment, then the moment can be balanced by the opposite moment or by the couple. But for the opposite moment, you need a support which can resist that moment, right? And the couple, you need two supports which can resist the forces. So if you look in this diagram, concentrated moment cannot be balanced by the opposite concentrated moment because the two supports are hinged and roller. So both cannot resist the moment. So you have only one option left, that is couple. Yes, you have only one option left, that is couple. So the concentrated moment of M will be balanced by the opposite couple, by the where the forces of couple are acting at the supports A and B, where the forces of couple are acting at the supports A and B. So there is a clockwise moment of M. I am balancing it with the anti-clockwise couple with the forces of A and B, forces at A and B, right? So if I say this force value as F, so what I can say, F into L is equal to M. So you got the value of F is equal to M by L. This is what you got yesterday. So this F is equal to M by L. This F is equal to M by L. I hope you understood what I am telling. See, there is a concentrated moment, right? So a moment can be balanced by the opposite moment or by the opposite couple. I cannot resist the moment in the span AB because both A and B are simply supported. Yes or no? So it can be resisted only by the couple. And how you can develop a couple? You need to develop what direction? Anti-clockwise direction to balance the moment M of clockwise. So this anti-clockwise can be developed only when at the left there is a downward force, at the right there is upward force, so that it create a anti-clockwise moment. Getting my point? Yes or no? So that is about concentrated moment. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt in this case? Please ask. Any doubt in this case? Please ask. Done? Done? Okay. See the third one. See the third one. Third, directly I'm giving you the result. Please just remember this point. If a load P is there, distance A and B, and the length of the beam is L, then the reaction at the ends are PB by L, P into the distance of the other side, and at the rightmost support it is PA by L. Just remember this. This is the third point. Fourth is superposition. So fourth is superposition, right? See, suppose in a beam there is a UDL of W kilonewton per meter. There is a point load of what? P kilonewton, and there is a moment of M kilonewton meter. Length L by 2. The points are given A, B and C, and you have been asked to find the support reaction. Is it clear? So it is looking complicated, but it is very easy. If you remember the superposition theorem, then you must remember that we have given the definition that it states the effect of multiple loading at a point is same as the summation of effect of individual loading at the same point, provided the load is within the proportionality limit and stress function is linear with respect to the load applied. Yes. So what I'm going to do for finding the support reaction, I'm going to divide it into number of loadings. So this is the first loading, that is UDL of W kilonewton per meter acting over a length of L. Second, there is a point load. There is a point load of P kilonewton. Third, there is a moment of M kilonewton meter. Is a moment of M kilonewton meter. Okay. So we know the shortcuts for all these. Yes or no? So see here. If you look at the first one, due to UDL, so it is symmetrical. So total downward load is WL. So both the support will be take half and half. That will be equal to WL by 2, WL by 2. Yes. For P, if you look, the both will take P by 2, P by 2. Again, it is symmetry. Okay. If you take M, it will balance by the opposite couple. We have just seen, that is M by L, M by L. So if I add up all, same direction, I'm going to add, opposite, I'm going to minus. So WL by 2 plus P by 2 minus M by L. And in the B, what you are going to get? All are in the same direction. So it is WL by 2 plus P by 2 plus M by L. Is this point clear? Yes? Is this point clear to all? Sure. Sure. Right. So these are the 4 shortcuts that you should remember. Apart from these shortcuts, if any question came, right, if you can't apply the shortcut, then it's very difficult, right? You need to solve with the basics. You need to go with the basics. So I'm letting you solve 2 questions on the shortcut, which I feel will be better for you. So already we have solved how many questions? 12 questions. So let us look at the 13th question. 13th question. Ready for the question? Yes? Ready for the question? Okay, see then. So you can see there is a UDL and UVL. Okay. There is also a point load of 10 kilonewton and there is a moment of 20 kilonewton meter. So the distances are given 2 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Okay, 1 meter. So for 1 meter also, let me bring it down itself. From C to this point, this is 1 meter. Okay. This is given to you in the question, right? And I will not apply any formula. I will just apply shortcut. I'll just apply shortcut. See how. See how. See how. First of all, for support reaction, you can take UDL and UVL as a point load passing through its centroid. Yes or no? You can take UDL and UVL as a point load passing through its centroid. Okay, let me take this as 2 meter. Okay. It's just for the simplicity, nothing more than that. Because my main purpose here is not to let you calculate, but to understand more. So if you look from A to B, so there is a point load of 6 kilonewton due to UDL that is acting at its centroid. So it will be 1 meter, 1 meter. Now you can see the point C. Now you can see the point C. Thereafter, there is a UVL, and before UVL, there is a point load of 10 kilonewton. Now let us look at the UVL. So in the UVL, what is the total load due to UVL? What is the total load due to UVL? Half into 6 into 3, that is nothing but 9. So the 9 kilonewton is going to act where? At its centroid. So from the left, it is 2/3 of 3, that is 2 meter. So you will be seeing that it is directly acting at the point where 20 kilonewton meter moment is applied. So it will be 9 kilonewton. Okay. And there is a moment of 20 kilonewton meter. Are you able to understand? Yes or no? So let me mark the distance. 1 meter. Here it is 2 meter. Okay. So for analysis, I'm going to break this into 4 parts just for you. In the exam, you are not going to break in the 4 parts and solve. In the exam, you are not going to break in the 4 parts and solve. So here you can see the load of 6 kilonewton, where A to the load there is 1 meter and the other side it is 4 meter. Then you can see the load of 10 kilonewton. With one side the length is of 2 meter and the other side the length is of 3 meter. Okay. Next, you can see the moment of 20 kilonewton meter, right? And at the next, I can see the point load of 9 kilonewton. Okay, I can see the point load of 9 kilonewton. So let me find the support reaction first. So due to SITS, again we will apply the PA by L and PB by L concept. So it will become 6 into 4 by 5. That is nothing but 6 4 ja 24 by 5. That is nothing but 4.8 upward. What is in the other side? 6 into 1 by 5. That is nothing but 1.2 kilonewton. Okay. Look at the next. 10. Again PA by L, PV by L concept. So 10 into 3 by 5. That is 30 by 5. That is 6. And on the other side, 10 into 2 by 5. That is nothing but 4 kilonewton. Okay. Next, 20 clockwise. So balance by the opposite couple. Show the direction properly. What's the value? 20 by, what is the total length? 5 meter. So it will be equal to 4. Here also it is 20 by 5. It will be equal to 4. Okay, next 9. Here it is 1. Other side it is 4. So 9 is there. Upward force on both sides. On the A you get 9 into 1 by 5. That is nothing but 1.8. And on the other side 9 into 4 by 5. 9 into 4 by 5. That is how much? That is how much? 7.2 kilonewton. So if the forces in the same direction add up, opposite subtract. So 4.8 sits same, 1.8 same, 4 in the opposite sign. So what I'm going to write? See here. Let me write in the other side. Vertical reaction at A will be 4.8 plus how much? 6 minus 4 plus 1.8. Minus 4 plus 1.8. So the value that I'm obtaining is 6.8, 7.6, 8.6 kilonewton. Just check. Yes. And what is VB? All are in the same direction. So 1.2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7.2. So it is 8.4 plus 8. That is 16.4 kilonewton. So this is the total vertical reaction that is developing at VA and VB. Any doubt? See, it's very simple. I'm just applying the symmetrical. concepts and the other concepts. Yes, if the UDL or UVL is there, I'm transferring it to the centroid. I'm finding the reaction. So this kind of loading reaction that you are going to find will help you everywhere. Whenever you are been asked to find the reaction, you can solve it very easily. Okay, so that is question number 13. One last question that I'm going to deal. Let's see who can solve. Let's see who can solve this question. Question number 14. Question number 14, that a load of load intensity given by W is equal to sine of 3 pi h by L is acting over the entire length of a simply supported beam over the entire simply supported beam of length L. Determine the support reaction. Determine the support reaction. So will you like to try? The first of all, you need to draw the diagram, load intensity diagram you need to draw over the length L of the simply supported beam. Over the length L of the simply supported beam, you need to draw the loading diagram. Over the length L of the simply supported beam, you need to draw the loading diagram. Yes, you need to draw the loading diagram. Can you draw? I hope you all know what is sine function. I hope you all know. Okay, so the beam, let us say AB, is of length L, and it is given that it is subjected to the loading of sine 3 pi h by L, that is acting over the entire length of AB, and the function is sine 3 pi h by L, that is over the length of L. The sine function will move 3 pi radian, that is it is move the 3 pi distance. So 2 pi I know how to draw. I can draw 3 pi also. Yes or no? So don't you think this will be your loading diagram? Yes. So if this is your loading diagram, you can see the loading, right? So now again there is a symmetry, and if there is a symmetry, then whatever is the total load will be given equally to both the support. Yes or no? So see here. First of all, I need to find total load. So what is total load? Nothing but area under load intensity diagram. Area under load intensity diagram. Okay, so what is the area under load intensity diagram? Given by integral over sine of 3 pi h by L. Yes or no? That is the total load. Now if I want to find the VA and VB, that is equal to half of total load. Yes or no? That is equal to half of total load. That we can write. Yes or no? So So let me first integrate, then I will put the value. So first let me find the total load. So what is the limit from 0 to L? So what is the integral of sine? Nothing but minus cos 3 pi h by L divided by the constant. So that is L by 3 pi. Yes or no? And the limit is from 0 to L. So if I put L, it becomes minus cos 3 pi, and minus cos 3 pi is taken as minus cos 3 pi is taken as minus of minus 1 minus cos 0 is cos 0 minus of cos 0 is you got as again minus 1, that is L by 3 pi. So you got the result as 2L by 3 pi. Yes or no? You got the result as 2L by 3 pi. Now you got the total load. Now what is VA and VB? Nothing but half of total load, and that is equal to half of total load, that is equal to L by 3 pi. Is it clear? Yes or no? So any shape is given. If you can draw the shape, you can understand how you can find the support reaction. Yes. So I hope you can solve any question that can come regarding the support reaction. Yes, we have solved all type of question which is possible in this support reaction. We have solved all type of question which is possible in this support reaction. So now we will be seeing our basics are clear. Okay, now we can move to the next part, that is what is shear force and what is bending moment. What is shear force and what is bending moment. What is shear force and what is bending moment. Okay, so just try to understand. What is shear force and bending moment? It is nothing but the internal resistance. This internal resistance is developed. Due to externally applied transverse loading. Okay, so if I talk about shear force, just listen to the definition. I will show you how it is referred as internal resistance. So if I talk about shear force is defined as summation of all the transverse force while moving left to right or right to left at a section. I am saying that what is shear force at any section? Summation of all the transverse force while moving left to right or right to left at any section. So before moving forward, let me write all these points, otherwise you will forget. First, both shear force and bending moment are internal resistance developed due to externally applied transverse loading. transverse loading. Okay, externally applied transverse loading. Next what I have told to you, that shear force at any section, shear force at any section is the summation of all the transverse forces while moving left to right or right to left at that section. So this is the definition of shear force at any section. Right? What is saying that it is the summation of all the transverse forces while moving left to right or right to left at any section. So see this, try to understand. If I draw a two-dimensional figure, and this two-dimensional figure is subjected to the vertical load of P and P at a distance of L as shown in the figure. So let us say the start is A, end is B, and the other points are C and D. Okay, so I'm going to let you understand the shear force, but for that I'm cutting a section. That is HX, that is taken at a distance of H from the end A. Okay, and I'm trying to draw the free body diagram. So if I draw the free body diagram, I cut the beam in two parts. One is having the length of h and other is having the length of 3l minus h. You also need to show the two other loads, that is P and P. Okay, and let us show the distance also from the section HH. So distance from A to C is L. So if I cut the section, so the distance from HH to C will be L minus H. Yes or no? Similarly, if you look from A to D, the distance is 2L. So if you look from section to the D point, it will be 2L minus H. Any doubt till here? Yes, any doubt till here? Okay, so that is the right part. One more thing, there is a support, so there will be support reaction, and since you can see the symmetry, so you can see that the load of P and P will be developing at A and B. So let us apply that load at A and B. Any doubt in this free body diagram till now? Is it clear? Just have cut the section, separated into two parts. Okay, now look at the LHS. Look at the LHS of the section having the length of h. So what you can see is the body in equilibrium. We deal with the equilibrium body, yes or no? We deal with the equilibrium body. This body is not in equilibrium. You can see the upward force of P. So if you see the upward force of P, you can see that there is a resistance that will develop in the downward direction. You can see the resistance that will develop in the downward direction. And this resistance is tangential to the surface, and this is nothing but shear force. Yes. Similarly, coming right to left, what is the net force acting on the second, that is the right part of the structure? Yes. What is the net force? 2p is acting downward, p is acting upward. So what is the net force? P downward, yes or no? So this P downward will be balanced by the P upward at this section. At this section. So what is the shear force at the section? Nothing but P. Shear force at the section is P. Yes or no? Shear force at the section is P. And what was the definition? Look at the definition. It is said that what is shear force at any section? It is the summation of all the transverse force while moving left to right or right to left at that section. Now, if I move left to right from A to H, so I see the upward force of P. That is the shear force value will become P. Similarly, if I move from right to left, that net force is P. That is the definition. And I've shown you why the shear force is internal resistance. Because this is developing at a section that is inside the body. I'm talking a resistance that is developed within the body. Is it clear? That's why I'm saying it is a internal resistance. Okay. Still this is not in equilibrium. Still this is not in equilibrium. Can anyone say why? Can anyone say why it is not in equilibrium? Can anyone say me why it is not in equilibrium? Yes. Can anyone say why it is not in equilibrium? Can anyone say why it is not in equilibrium? Yes, anyone? Can anyone say why it is not in equilibrium? Yes? Yes, come on fast. See, you can see a couple generated in the left, and this couple is not balanced. To balance this couple, I'm going to let you understand about the bending moment at a section. I'm going to let you understand about bending moment at a section. So, see here, what is bending moment at a section? What is bending moment at a section? So the bending moment at a section is defined as summation of all the moments caused due to transverse force or concentrated moment while moving left to right or right to left at a section. Getting the point what I said? It's defined as summation of all the moments caused due to transverse force or concentrated moment while moving left to right or right to left at a section. So let me first write that bending moment at a section is summation of all the moments caused due to transverse forces or concentrated moment while moving left to right, or right to left at that section. Is it clear? So all the moments are considered whether you are moving left to right or right to left for defining the bending moment at any section, right? So that is the definition. Now what I am telling you is that it is an internal resistance. So how it is an internal resistance, you are going to understand. See, if you look in the left part, that is AH. So you can see there is a couple. What is the value of that couple? P into H, or better if I say only the moment, don't look at the shear. I can see there is a moment of P into H. Yes or no? In which direction? The load is upward, the lever arm is towards right. So you can see the rotation, that is clockwise. So this clockwise moment will be balanced by the opposite moment of P into H, and this is nothing but bending moment at the section H. Yes. Now, in the right, there are number of loads, and there will be three terms in the moment equation. So first of all, let me analyze the in section that I've cut. For this section to be in equilibrium, whatever moment is acting in the anti-clockwise direction must be balanced by the opposite moment in the other part. Yes or no? That means here also the moment should be P into H. Yes or no? Here also the moment should be P into H. Yes, the moment should be P into H. Now for this moment that is in clockwise direction to be obtained, now to obtain this clockwise moment as a resistance, for the right block, the moment caused by three loads should be in the anti-clockwise direction. Yes, then only the resistance can develop in the clockwise direction. I'm repeating it, please listen. What I'm saying to you, that you have seen that in the left block, the resistance that you are obtaining at the section in the moment is P into H. That is a bending moment, right? Now at the section where you are seeing the equilibrium, so whatever moment is acting in the anti-clockwise will be balanced in the clockwise. So that means in the right side, you can see a clockwise moment of P into H for balancing the section. And if I forget the right side, if I forget the left side, you can see that the moment of P into H as a resistance can develop only when the moment of P into H as a resistance can develop only when the moment caused due to the external load is anti-clockwise in direction. The net effect is anti-clockwise in direction. So let me prove this. So I want to find the moment at the section HH coming right to left. So since we need to obtain the net effect as anti-clockwise, so I am considering anti-clockwise as positive. Clockwise as negative. So what value of we are going to obtain? Anti-clockwise of P into 3L minus H. Then clockwise minus P into 2L minus H, which is acting the downward. Then clockwise again P, that is the downward, so minus P into L minus H. Is it clear? The first P is for the load that is acting at B point, that is vertically upward. The second P is the load that is at distance of 2L minus H. And the third P is for the load that is at distance of L minus H. So if I elaborate this, so what value we are going to get? 3PL minus 3PH minus 2PL plus PH minus PL plus PH. So if I get this result, first of all tell me what result you should be getting. You have assumed the anti-clockwise is positive, so the result should be positive because the resistance is in clockwise direction. Second, the magnitude of the bending moment is PH. So if the magnitude of the bending moment is PH, the net value that you should obtain should also be PH. Yes or no? So see here, 3PL minus 2PL minus PL. Cancel out. Minus 3PH. Just a minute. Yes. What is the value you are getting? Coming right to left, the value is P into 3L minus H, right? Minus P into 2L minus H. Yes. P into 3L minus H minus P into 2L minus H. Then minus of P into L minus H. So the value that you are getting as okay, this here I've done mistake. Okay, so one pH get cancelled out, one pH get cancelled out, and you're left with only P into H. So this is the magnitude, that is the effect of the moment coming right to left, that is plus pH. The plus pH indicate that the moment that is applied from right to left is in anti-clockwise, due to which the clockwise moment is developed at the section as a resistance. Is it clear? So I'm repeating this once more. Please listen. I'm repeating this once more. Please listen. What I'm saying, shear force and bending moment at a section. What I'm saying, shear force and bending moment, these are the internal resistance developed due to externally applied loading, transverse loading. Okay. Then I said, what is the shear force at any section? It is the summation of all the transverse force while moving left to right or right to left at any section. So to understand this, I've taken a section HH. I've drawn the free body diagram. From left to right, if I move at the section HH, I can see the upward force of P, which will be balanced by the downward force of P at the section, which is nothing but a shear force. Similarly, if I move right to left, there is a net downward force of P, which will be balanced by the upward force of P, right? So which is again the shear force. And you can see that both P's are balancing each other. Okay. Next, we have talked about bending moment at a section. What I've told about the bending moment at a section? Bending moment at a section is the summation of all the moments caused due to transverse force or concentrated moment while moving left to right or right to left at that section. So if you move left to right, you can see the moment that is created by the transverse load is P into H, which is resisted by the opposite moment of P into H. That is nothing but bending moment that you can observe at the section. And since it is, you can see at the section, that is your internal resistance. Now, we know that we deal with the equilibrium body, and in the right there are a number of forces. So what I have done, we have first make it in equilibrium, and then we have checked whether it is correct or not. So for equilibrium of the section, whatever moment is acting in the anti-clockwise direction, that is P into H, for left portion must be opposite of P into H in the right portion. Yes or no? So in the right portion, you observe the moment of P into H. Is it clear? Now, if the P into H resistance need to develop at the section for the right part, then bending moment coming right to left, or the moment due to the forces coming right to left, must be anti-clockwise with the value of P into H. Yes or no? So for this to happen, for this to verify, I am taking the anti-clockwise moment caused due to forces as positive and clockwise as negative. So the anti-clockwise moment is created by the force P acting at B, and the other two is creating clockwise. So first of all, I have taken the P into 3L minus H, then minus of P into 2L minus H, then minus of P into L minus H, and I got the result of P into H, right? So I hope you understood what are the things that are important till now. See, per day the lecture level is going to increase. I have started with the very basic in the earlier parts of my lecture. so that you get familiar with the questions. Is it clear? Now I am going to increase the level one by one. Okay, so what I said, in the today's class we have studied the reaction, how to find the reaction for other different cases. We have seen the shortcuts, and after shortcuts we have seen what is shear force and what is bending moment. Now tomorrow I will start to draw SFD and BMD. I will let you learn how to draw SFD and BMD. Okay, so please revise all the concepts of SFD BMD that we have done till now, so that tomorrow when the lecture starts you don't feel any problem. Is it clear? Is it clear? Right? So in the last class someone asked me about your duration and everything. So I'm letting you very clear that in the morning we have a English session, because some of you have joined late. So in the morning we have a English session, right? That is in the SOM from 7 to 9, and RCC from 9 to 10:30. Then in the evening we have class from 7 to 10 for Hindi course in GATE and ESE. That is from 7 to 10. That is 7 to 8:30 environment is running on, and 8:30 to 10 survey is going on, right? Then 4 to 7 we have RSMSSB course for AE and JE for the Rajasthan vacancy, right? Where the class is running from 4 to 7. Where 4 to 5 Geotech is going on. 5 to 6 BMC is going on, and 6 to 7 survey is going on, right? So please be on time, follow the instructions properly, solve the questions as much as you can, so that your sessions will be more interactive, right? Okay, thank you so much.